I am in the Islamic Development Bank at the invitation of the President, whom I met 2 months ago, and we realized that we have a lot in common. We realized that we both work to help small and medium enterprises participate in international trade, and through that create jobs for men, for women, for youth. So we realized that we had to sit down and talk to each other and understand better how we can synergize our efforts. So my visit is a visit to synergize the efforts between the Islamic Development Bank Group and the International Trade Center, an agency of the United Nations and the World Trade Organization, for the good of the countries that we serve. My impression after this visit and talking to the management team and the many experts in this house is that the Islamic Development Bank has a wealth of knowledge, expertise, financing, and great connections to the countries that it serves that we can build on to ensure that the hard infrastructure, which is at the core of what the bank does, is combined with softer infrastructure investments in entrepreneurship, in good policies, in intelligence, in information that will help build integrated solutions. I am very eager to make sure that we help youth connect to markets, and this means building the skills of the young entrepreneurs, but also making sure they get the startup capital that they need to be actors in the market. I am very eager to help more women participate in international trade. At the moment, there is 1 billion she trades that are not trading with anybody, and I think it's a huge loss for the growth of these economies. And 3, I think we have to make better use of regional integration, regions, to tap into regional value chains. Whether it's the Trans-Saharan corridor, whether it's Central Asia, we need to make sure that there is a way to better integrate this regional market. There is a disconnect between demands in the markets that are today not being served, that would be ready to pay good prices, but simply today those markets are not being served. There is a disconnect between demand and offer, and this disconnect starts with education. Many of the youth today are not getting the education in the sectors that would allow them to have a job in the future. So we need to invest more in connecting offer and demand, starting with education, building skills, technical and vocational skills, to ensure they get to market. And I use the halal market very often as an example of a booming market in which very few actors in the Islamic world are capitalizing. Some are, Malaysia is, Turkey is, to some extent Morocco is, but there is 57 members of the Islamic Development Bank Group that could capitalize in this market, simply if we made sure that we could connect demand with offer. This journey will go very far because we share a vision, because we share the objectives, because we share the values. The Islamic Development Bank Group, and this is what the President told me, wants to expand collaborations with other actors, especially those within the United Nations. And I think that the visit that I take here gives me with a very clear sense that our journey will go far and deep for the benefit of our customers.
We thank you very much, Mrs. Gonzalez.
Always a pleasure.